word potatoes. Potatoes. Oh, hello? Testing. Okay, if you could hear me, type the word potatoes. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we are now live on Twitch with Starcraft, well, and on YouTube later, with Starcraft's Lesson 4, Replays, Control Groups, Hotkeys, and the Protoss Deathball. Now, my friend that I'm helping out here, Crazy Rocket, he can't have a mic, so he'll be typing down here. So first of all, how you been? That's good to hear. Okay, so first question. Now, before this lesson started, oh, you fired the GPMG. Wait, isn't that a completely different branch? Wait, isn't that a completely different branch? How are you dealing with that? And find the game. Oh, oh. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It was the ship-mounted one. Oh, that means you gotta fire it like over the water or something, right? Okay. Okay. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna okay, so first things first. Back to the list. So first things first. Before today I sent you a video by Loco about control groups and hotkeys. Have you seen that video? Oh good lord, okay. So that forces me to change my lesson plan a little. It's a long vid. Um, it's about 10-15 minutes. It's not too bad, but at the same time, the idea of that video was that he explains hotkeys so that I wouldn't have to explain it now. Right. Um. Okay, so it's a bit of a conundrum. Okay, then, but I'll let you decide. Do you want to quickly go and watch that video with Loco, or do you want to just jump into the replay? Because there's still a lot we can gather from the replay. Where's my replay? Okay, so we'll go into the replay first. Alright. I will explain a little bit. Where the heck is it? There was a specific replay I had for this, but then I ran a tournament and then... Where was it? It has to be around here somewhere. It was on Purity and... Yeah, where the heck? Oh, here it is. I found it. No, that's not it. What the hell? Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch a replay because right now in the lesson plan, oh, I remember this series. Okay, oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. So right now the lesson plan, my friend Crazy Rocket is learning Protoss. So he specifically requested to learn the Protoss Deathball. So that strategy has its own issues. Because the traditional Protoss Deathball, as far as I know, has changed quite a lot. But at the same time, I felt that if he was actually learning, starting to actually learn build orders, starting to learn actual strategy apart from what is a probe, what is a colossus, it made sense to start teaching hotkeys as well. Let's see. Okay, we didn't wait for party, but I found the replay. The other thing that I also taught him briefly was a little bit of Terran. So I figured, so I've been landing as I am, and I just so happened to hit a situation I think will be beneficial. So this replay will serve both as a refresher to Protoss, Terran, and this will be the first time that we will be going into. Oh shit! I need to change my replay options. Okay, so for those who don't know, in the observer there are a few interfaces. I will be switching to default because that is what my friend will be going for. If you want to see that kind of tournament, the kind you see at GSL, the kind you see at in ESL, IEMs, that is WCS 3.0, but we will be going for default because that's what my friend will be seeing, and that is what we'll be focusing on. So, okay, so the general lesson plan for today, it was supposed to be replay followed by game, followed by replay analysis, followed by co-op. So 4 things. I actually had that written down. However, because the video was, is this thing live? Yeah, but because the video he did check out the video, I might need to manually teach control groups as it is. Actually, if not, we could just completely skip control groups and go straight into the death ball. But that's a problem because it is so frustrating to. It is so frustrating to play Starcraft and not understand control groups, not understand putting like your Nexus on 4, your Robo on 5, your Stargate on 6, so on and so forth. Like, you cannot control armies without it. Yeah, there's the all army hotkey, but you can't storm, you can't do any of that stuff. Okay, if you can hear me. Yeah, okay. He's a married man, so a bit busy. Okay, we're entering lobby. Okay, let's see if I know how to do this. Okay, I'll be the lobby host. Okay. So do you know? Okay, I don't know if you heard me, but do you know what you or what is the teaching objectives for this particular replay? Oh, okay, we can. Okay, provided you had watched. Okay, you okay? Correct. Understanding replay functions. Okay, so there were I was actually attempting to teach Terran Bio. That's one. Okay, I was actually attempting to teach 5 things from this. 4 of them you should be able to guess. Um, okay, one was yeah, replay functions is one, Terran Bio is another. Do you know the other two? Does he know the other two? Okay, fair enough. Don't think so. Okay, so the 5 things I was planning to teach you, the 4 that you can guess is yes, understanding how to analyze a replay, uh, a refresher on Terran Bio, a refresher on Protoss, and getting towards the Death Ball, um, and in line with the video, hotkeys and its importance. If I could, I would also try and cram the 5th item, which is upgrades, because that's something I know I haven't touched on throughout all of our previous lessons. Okay, but let's focus on the first 3. Yeah, upgrades for all races. But let's focus it in that order: replay, Protoss, Terran, hotkeys, upgrades. Like that is the priority of learning. Okay, let's go. If you have any questions, you can always tell me to pause. I can pause the replay, and then you can ask your questions, and then I can answer it from there. So what? Okay, so first thing I would like to touch on a little bit about the map is that there are currently 7 maps in the map pool. The one that you're most familiar with is Everdream. This is a different map called Purity and Industry. This map has a unique feature of being very, very close by air. You can see these red spots in the center. But at the same time, it's on this map, and this map only, there's something called slow zones, the red circles. They actually slow down your flying units. Okay, so this is the user interface. If you press enter, you can chat. So can you hear me? Okay, excellent. Okay, so the first thing I think you're able to do is that if you notice on the top left hand side there should be a bar. It says none right now. Do you see the bar? Okay, if you click on the bar, you can see a whole list of drop-down items. These are items that you can see. So for example, if I press production right now, which is if you just press D, you'll see it happen. It shows you what both players are building at the same time. And you can see a lot of things. If you press S, you can see spending. If you press Z, it's the zoom out button. You can see things like units lost, which is currently at 0. Things like APM and EPM is not important right now. Structures is very important. And the reason that these things are useful is that it tells you after a game, it allows you to understand what your opponent is doing. So the key, normally I just leave it on to production because I want to see like what did my enemy build where. Right. Okay, the other thing that is of importance is that if you look at the top right hand corner, you can see the minerals and gas income, as well as the overall supply. I assume you remember what supply is, right? Yep, okay, good. Okay. So you can see what the Terran is doing. They're getting their second base. As Terran, you can build it in base. For Protoss, I'm getting my gateway, I'm getting my cybercore, I'm getting my second base. Pretty standard at the moment. And after this, you'll be playing a game. Okay, so the other thing that you can do, which is really, really important, is that if you press 1 and 2 respectively, you will go straight to player vision. So if you press 1 right now, you see only what the Terran saw at that point in the game. If you press 2, you will see only what the other player, me, Protoss, is doing at that part of the game. And to go back to seeing everyone's vision, you press E. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm gonna take this part to talk a little bit about those control groups. If you press 2, and you see, can you see? There's a bar here, and it says 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 is the nexus. Yep. Okay. So this is key. What this means is that this is what I mean by hotkeys and control groups. In game, if you press 4, if you press Control and you press 4, it will bind the nexus to the button 4. So what this means is that even if I'm somewhere else on the map and I press 4, it will jump to the nexus, and when I press E, it makes probes. So this allows me to multitask to honestly crazy pants levels. This is really, really important for all races. Terran, I would dare say a bit more so. So the other thing right now is that if you look at it, if you go to my vision and you go to number 2, I've hotkeyed some adepts. So what this means is that when I press 1, it automatically selects those 2 adepts. So this allows me to make workers and micro my adepts at the same time. So the adepts, they get all the way into the main. I see some Hellions. By the way, do you see those cars shooting fire? Those are Hellions. They do bonus damage against light, which the adepts are. And notice that if you look at the production tab, against light units, Zerglings, Marines. Okay, let me pause something here. Okay, so underneath every unit, okay, for example, click at SCV, you will see that it says SCV, kill 0, ranks recruit, but under that you see it says, yep, light biological mechanical. Correct. So there are certain units that do bonus damage against certain attributes. For example, the Hellions, which are currently loaded in this medevac, they do bonus damage against light. The Viking does bonus damage against mechanical. The Immortal does bonus damage against armored. Okay, so remember you were asking to see the potential of drop play, loading stuff into medevacs. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna resume the video. You just watch this medevac and you see what it does. And by the way, this is me already having an idea that a medevac is on its way. I'm just gonna let my mistakes play out on screen. Yep. And it continues. It got down to the natural as well. So this is something that Terrans, including myself, have done, where you just load up Hellions and you try and go after workers. You could do this against Terran, you could do this against Zerg, you could do this against anyone. And by the way, that was me already knowing it was on its way. You asked. So that happened. Now, the thing for me is that I already had an observer out here. Okay, so I looked at his army and I know that they're going for bio. Like the number of Baraxes it had, it only means bio. There's no way you're going for mech with this. He even lifts his factory so that he can move his next Rex. Oh yeah, he's ahead in workers. He's way ahead in workers. Oh, you are correct. He has the mules too. So that's an example of the pretty disgusting, but we're not done yet. Okay, so right now, moving towards the Deathball, I realized that if he's going for a heavy bio composition, I need something that does area of effect damage. And I decided to go for Colossus tech, which is why this Colossus is out here. This is why I got the Robo Bay, because Colossus, in my opinion, was the only thing that I could do to like differ against bio. But if you notice, like my middle count, it's very, very, very staggered from that attack. Like I took some bad losses, truth be told. Do you have any questions so far? Nope. Okay. By the way, so this building over here is a forge. This building allows you to get upgrades for all of your Protoss ground units. +1 attack, +1 armor, +1 shields. Long story short, it makes all of the attacks slightly stronger. And that's a big deal because if you go to the other side, Terran has an equivalent here, which is called the Engineering Bay. So Terran already has gotten +1 attack, which means the Marine shot will do slightly more damage than it would without the upgrade. I'm also rushing to get my +1 attack done, but Terran is ahead. Terran is ahead in every metric. It already has +1 attack, it has +1 armor on the way. It kills my observer. Good move on his part. He already has a third base, although it's not on location. So the key in games, especially once you go into the mid to late game, is you want to get your upgrades going. I wouldn't recommend getting it too early because there's no point getting upgrades if your army is really small. Okay, so here comes the important moment. I actually see this move out. If you go to my vision, you can see that I know this is coming because I had an observer here and I had an adept.
Mineral field depleted.
See, here's the thing. So the observers are cloaked. If you go to the observer, you can see that it's cloaked at detection. So you need either a raven or you need a scan. So I have a spotter pylon out here because I wonder where's the army. Okay, so I position guys on the high ground here to make it as hard as possible for him to get up the ramp. Because if he gets up the ramp, he's already in my natural base, and I'm gonna lose a lot. Now he does something which is quite clever on his part. So he scans, he sees there's a huge army here, and what does he do? Oh, he did just siege. He did this. So as you can see right now, my second base is being sieged, and the main base is currently getting whacked. But then he makes a mistake. Do you saw what happened here? Nope. So he makes a mistake. He sends in his infantry without tank support, and the Colossus just burned them down. Okay, so now he tries to move up the tanks and move up the ramp. I'm doing what I can to rebuild my main base. Okay, so he starts getting here. A little bit, yeah. I wasn't the best with my zealot control, but what the zealots can do very effectively is they can tank. So the bio and the infantry are shooting at the zealots rather than shooting at the stalkers or the colossus. So yeah, I've just taken a pounding, but again, it is at this point that he makes a gigantic mistake, which is that he is not producing anything out of his starport. If you look at his production, he's not making anything out of the starport. There are no medevacs, there are no liberators, there are no Vikings. And he only has one factory, so there are not enough tanks. And if you look at his gas supply, he's got a lot of gas, he's not spending it. Whereas my Colossus are still standing strong. He's got a lot of Marines, a lot of infantry. By the way, this is a good example of Micro. Okay, wait. Did you notice that right before this, the Colossi were firing at the command center? Yeah. So what I did is I manually clicked on them and I ordered them to fire on the Marines instead because there's no point shooting a building when the enemy is right here. Yep, so they're fighting outside of tank range. The artillery is not covering them. The Colossus are just burning everything. I've sent Zealots to do a counter attack at his third base over here. Like, you notice the amount of damage the Immortals do? Yep, so he doesn't lift his third base, which is a mistake. Yeah, Immortals are the little... Yeah, it's a little like crab thing. Is that like Crab Walker. The thing about the Crab Walker Immortal is that it does extra damage against armored. So it will destroy tanks, it will destroy buildings. It is not that good against outright infantry. The reason I didn't want to finish him off is that the reason at that point in time I didn't want to finish him off because I wasn't sure what was up the ramp and I didn't want to push up the ramp. I also wanted to like re-establish my bases, and of course this gave him a window to do this. Which creates quite a bit of problems. By the way, if we want to talk about control groups, Here I make a mistake. Notice that I have 3 robo facilities. I have 3 robotics facilities on the map over here. But if you go to my vision, I didn't hotkey them. Which means that when I'm producing stuff later, I'm only producing out of the 1 robo that I hotkeyed. So these are effectively sitting idle and not doing anything. I've got a lot of minerals, I've got a lot of gas, I'm not spending it effectively. Now, I am doing this, which is the Protoss counter drop. I'm warping in Zealots in his main base. He's also doing a good job by attacking my third, so it's turning into a scrappier game. But this is the Protoss counter harass. Now, this base survives. I still have 3 bases. I think it is at this point in time which I realized that, okay, I now know with absolute certainty he doesn't have anything else. Because remember, the one reason I didn't push up the ramp is I couldn't see up that ramp. I didn't know how many tanks he had backed up there. But now I've done a drop in the main base, I look around like there's nothing. Okay, now the death push begins. Yeah. Where's my warp prism? Oh, by the way, if you look at my vision... Yeah, I did. You might want to adjust the volume. If you look at my vision specifically, you can see I've hotkeyed my warp prisms. This is so that I can do maximum damage. So there's a warp in over here. That happens while my army pushes up into his main. So this is multi-pronged harass. Yeah, I lose the warp prism, it doesn't matter. I've got this gigantic army here. So that's the thing. If he had more tanks, if he had liberators, especially if he had liberators earlier on, this would be a completely different fight. Like, my zealots aren't really... Oh, remember that game where there was this circle and you asked me whether it's a big pew or a small pew? That's a liberator. And the thing about liberators is that they're very effective against Protoss. Yeah, correct, because it takes 30 shots for a liberator to kill a Colossus. So the moment you set up liberation zones, a Protoss has to think very hard about whether he's going to walk into there. Because a lot of Protoss units are high value, high gas, and they take a long time to replace. Which is different from Zerg. Zerg, you just throw a bunch of Zerglings, but that's what tanks are for. Okay, so this is the end of the replay that I eventually win despite taking losses. Do you have any questions before we leave? About hotkeys, Terran, control groups, upgrades? I mean, again, if the enemy had 2 to 3 more tanks, a few more air units. But yeah, that happens. Starcraft games can swing like crazy just because you got early damage done, or just because you're in a certain position. Yeah, okay, we'll practice that at the next game. The way you hotkey a building is you press Shift or Control, and then you press 1, 2, 3, 4. The way I tend to do it is I need to figure out how to Protoss buildings. Yeah, that's true. These are. Do you have any questions about the Protoss buildings right now? Okay. Um. All right. Do you have any other general questions? If not, we're gonna jump into the next game. Okay, good. Let's go. Let's see how much you remember. um. Do you have any preference in going up against Terran or Zerg, or you don't care? Yes, that was a real human on the ladder. That's not against no damn AI. See, that's the thing about playing on the ladder. On the one hand, sometimes the macro is not that good. Honestly, an AI would have more tanks and more liberators, but an AI would not do a Hellion drop. Okay, question. Do you want to go to the map that you're used to, which is Everdream? Do you want to go to that map, or do you want to go to a random ladder map? Ever Dream works. Okay, let's go. Yeah, okay, with mod. Okay, we're entering lobby. Okay. How do I do this again? Ah, there we go. I think you've beaten easy, so I'll put it up against medium. Okay. We are just about good to go. Do you have any questions before we start? Okay, so to build a Colossus, uh, you need to get a Robo Bay, no, a robotics facility and then a Robo Bay. So the button is, well, first you need a cyber, okay, wait. Before we do that, if you go to your options menu and you click help, okay, this is a bit of an issue because I can't see your chat and I assume you can hear me. If you go to your options menu, this is the one that you normally exit game, you click help. You can see something called Protoss Tech Tree, and it shows you exactly what you need. So to build a Colossus, you need, well, first you need a Nexus, which you already have. Then you get a gateway, which you will build in any case. Then you will build a cybernetics core. But after you build a cybernetics core, you will then get the robo facility, which is V and then R, I think. And then after the robotics facility is finished, it's V and then B. Then you can build Colossi. More importantly, don't forget that at the robotics bay there's an upgrade for the Colossus that you should buy once it's ready. Okay, I hope you heard all of that. Do you have any questions? Okay, great. Are we good to go? Alright, so what's gonna happen is that... okay, I'm gonna load the game. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna mute my mic, simply because it's very hard for somebody to do something and have something recited to them. But if I see any key mistakes, I will type it out in chat. So good luck, have fun. Okay, muting mic in 3, 2. Muting mic in 3, 2. Oh wait, wrong place. Muting mic in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I should put it on edit. Still loading. Okay, so spawning in the top right hand side of Everdream, my friend who is playing Starcraft for what I understand the 4th time, it is Crazy Rocket. And his opponent, he beat the easy AI. Can he beat the medium AI? Okay, that's good. He's gotten a pylon right off the bat. Any QN can pause. Okay, very good. He's gotten a gas. He should be getting a robotics, no, a gateway. Okay, it's very good. He's gotten a gateway. I think the big question is whether he is gonna forget warp gate. It's very easy for new players to forget warp gate. Okay, very good. He's gotten the gas immediately. It is something you might want to do as Protoss players. The AI, let's not focus on the AI. So okay, so it's good. He's hotkeyed his probe. That's a good start. This is the first time he's ever hotkeyed anything, I believe. He's getting a second guess. A little bit out of the meta, but it doesn't really matter. What he needs to go realistically is hotkey his Nexus, but we'll let him get to that. Okay, so let's see. Does he remember his Cybercore? Cybercore. Cybercore. He can't hear me because I muted my mic. I'm just gonna let him go and I'll be watching silently from above. Okay, he's got his Cybercore. Excellent. By that, you might want to take an expansion, but at this level, not really. He's spending his money fairly well. The AI is getting his expansion. Getting a Zealot out there, not really needed, but something important. Actually, something I did show him in the last game was that you need to defend against Reapers, but the AI won't hit you with Reapers, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, very good. He's got up. He's got good pro production. He said that he's got no idle workers. This is going pretty well. Okay, he's making a second. Okay, let's see how long it takes before he gets warp gate. Okay, I was wondering if the AI is gonna like rush him, because the AI can rush you. Okay, let's see. More gateways on the way. Low ground pylons. Probably gonna wait for minerals to get his Nexus up and running. I think at 5 minutes, if he doesn't get warp gate, I'll just let him know. Still no sign of it anywhere. That's the thing, but again, I don't want to fault him too hard because there have been tournament games I have casted where people have forgotten warp gate. In a DT build, in a DT rush build, a person actually forgot warp gate. So the DTs were walking across the map to our shop. And I've done this in ladder games too, like all the time. So I am not in a position to criticize uh, him for that. But it's still going pretty well, I would say. Okay, has he? Nope, he still doesn't have warp gate. Okay, he's launching at a. Oh no! These zealots have forgotten their place and they were chasing after a lone adept. Okay. Okay, not bad. He's got his probes are out, although he needs to get them to actually mine. He's forgotten warp gate. He's not got his robotics facility. The whole point of this build was supposed to be learning how to build the Protoss Deathball, but he hasn't gotten that. Does he have? No, he doesn't have warp gate. Stalker Zealot can win you the game, although not in this fashion. The probes were not clicked on the minerals, so okay, he does it now. Okay, he gets a robo facility, which is good. It's getting there. He's spreading out his units. He does have some scouting in the form. What's his vision? Yeah, he's done no scouting, which is actually a little bit of an issue because, no, not at this level, but because you want to try and get the tech. Okay, let's do this. You forgot warp gate. Let's see how he responds. Yep, he gets warp gate now. Yeah, like that could have been gotten a lot sooner. Okay, so the robo facility is done. Um, okay, not bad. He's hotkeyed his units. He's hotkeyed his units. He hasn't hotkeyed his buildings, which is the macro problem that he's gonna have. Because in StarCraft, ultimately more stuff beats less stuff, and being able to consistently produce is more important than controlling your army. Okay, he's gotten the Bay done. He should be producing Immortals, by the way, simply because he needs that to break through the tanks. He hasn't gotten that yet. Both sides are floating insane number of minerals. Like you could go up to Much as you want. You could go up to like 8 or so gateways and produce consistently out of them. But one thing I gotta give him credit though, is as far as I see, he has not yet been supply blocked. He hasn't done any scouting either though. Okay, but then again, he hasn't played for I think a couple of weeks. He's getting another gateway, that's good. Okay, Robo Facility is on, is done. He should hotkey that, and he should be getting his Colossus out. Okay, 4 gateways, that's something. Okay, warp gate is done, which is critical. He needs to. Okay, he's already put a pylon there. I mean, not getting supply blocked is something to be commended. Pylons in more places is good. Should I teach him about putting pylons in the back of the mineral lines? I don't know. I personally don't know about that. Okay, that's the first Colossi coming out. The army is over here at this pylon. I don't know why. It says no strategic importance, but it doesn't matter. The real Protoss Deathball is generally when you get 4 Colossi out. So he's got another one queued up. Okay, I should click Robo Bay get Colossus upgrade. It's called Thermal Lance. Okay, so this upgrade is absolutely critical to Colossus because it allows the Colossus to shoot significantly further. I think it's 2 or 3 range, and the difference between being able to shoot further and melt the Marines, here it is, Thermal Lance, is huge. Because a lot of the other races, in fact, even against Protoss, it's about getting close to the Colossus and gutting it down. Because Colossus don't have a lot of health. It's only 200 health. That's not a lot, and Archon is more than that. Okay, but so far he's lucky. The enemy has not attacked. Is he intending to attack? Because if he attacks now, with this army, Terran might be able to hold it off. Okay, but to be fair, his macro it's okay. What's his worker count? Forces, units, spending, income structures, sources. Okay, he's still producing more workers, which is good. The third base has not been saturated. The SCV is coming to scout. Okay, 3 Colossus on the way. Okay, however, I think that... Okay, good, he's warping in units here. He could have always gotten a warp prism. Okay, there's a kind of a move out by Terran. But the tanks are unsieged. Army supply... active forces... Okay, so the force is hitting pretty good. He's doing quite well for himself. The army is coming back, but the Colossus are not... He's got reinforcements that he's not really engaging. Oh no, he does not A-move. So even though he got a bunch of workers, he effectively gave it away for free. Okay, thankfully his Colossus were at his next base, so this force of Marines are just gonna get burnt down. Okay, the tanks are sieging, so this is a dangerous position for him. Okay, the fight is starting, the tanks are sieging up. Okay, he's wisely backing off. The Terran might overextend outside of their own artillery range. They are. Standard Terran mistake. His Colossus are not participating in the fight. They're still making more, which is good. He should be getting another base. Or saturate his third base. Okay, see, that's the thing. Gateway units can't stand against these tanks. He needs Immortals, he needs Colossus to break them in a siege position. Okay, I don't actually know who wins this fight because, okay, it depends on whether these tanks sieged up. So his attack with this has been deflected. It's not going to be as easy. Both sides floating an insane amount of money. But Terran has taken his third base. The question is Terran gonna continue producing supply in order to counter this? I do not yet know. Okay, let me into the game. Okay, he's gonna dive again. Okay, he still doesn't have his Colossus, although Terran is kind of out of position. The tanks are unsieged. There's quite a bit of lag. Crazy Rocket cleans up the Terran army. I think he has this. Okay, maybe not. The reinforcements back at home is preventing them from like. See, that's the thing. That's the thing about the Death Ball. He hasn't created that critical mass. The Colossus are good, but you do need other components, especially Immortals, and you need the Death Ball like put together. Okay, so now with the Colossus added up, I think he should be able to just crash through the remnants of the Terran forces, and he's gonna be fine. Okay, repairing the tank. His forces are out here. You can get a lot more gateways, but that doesn't really matter at the moment. He has completely neglected upgrades, but that doesn't matter. That wasn't the point of the lesson. The point was the Death Ball. What is he hotkeyed? Okay, he's hotkeyed his entire army, which is actually good. This allows you to do like other things back at home. Okay, so here comes the attack. Terran is once again out of position. Oh, the Terran unsieges. Terran moves forward. The tanks are going to get annihilated. Crazy Rocket has done it. He has beaten the medium AI. Okay, another tank's coming forward, but again, if it's not siege, it's not really going to help. The medevacs are not going to assist in any of it. And this army is... I mean, Terran had plenty of opportunities, several thousand minerals in the bag, but it's an AI. You know, Crazy Rocket doing what he needs to do to secure victory. Still producing Colossus, which is good. Only now the Terran is scrambling to deal with it. And it's not going to be enough. Even this Viking is probably going to get shot down by the... Yep, it gets shut down, everything is dead. So what Crazy Rocket actually needs to do now is that he needs to send forces over to the side in order to wipe out this base, because the AI won't surrender until then. Does he know about it? Okay, never mind. These tanks are going to give him a slightly harder time, although the sheer amount of firepower is... I mean, he needs to... he doesn't need to do anything, honestly. Okay, one Colossus goes down. Yep, this tank is going to take down the next Colossus. Okay, he finally moves up. He's finally taking down the tanks, but he's actually lost all his Colossi. He's probably wondering, like, wait, what? How did that happen? And the AI actually defends that attack. Okay, saturating his next base, which is nice. He still has Colossi out on the map. How many Colossi does he have? 3. Where are they? Okay, they're over at his next base, so this allows him to attack immediately next. Ironically, because the macro of the Terran was so bad, Terran has more than enough minerals to survive this. Okay, so Protoss is in a wonderful position. He's getting more gateways, he's getting more warp bits over at his proxy. He's getting another Robo Bay. I like the initiative. Getting a warp gate would be more useful, but he's gotten that too. So now he's preparing for the next wave. Terran has actually rebuilt, so if he walks into a wrong position or handles a fight badly, it still could go okay for the Terran, but I think he's got this now. Terran does have the upgrade lead. And they're getting 3-3. But let's be fair, army supply is now in favor of Protoss. He ignores this base. The tanks unsiege again. As somebody who plays Terran, this is frustrating. Really? Is the medium AI actually doing this? Oh, see, that's the thing. I've briefed him about upgrades, but he hasn't got to the forges yet. Whereas 3-3 is done, ship weapons are on the way. The armies are now fairly active forces. Can't I see army value? Oh, army supply control A. Okay, my bad. Yeah, it's still in favor of Protoss, but upgrades are in favor of this. Okay, so Terran is going to try and defend this next base. The question is all about the siege positions. Okay, he's producing a lot of Colossi, but his Colossi is not all he needs. Okay, a step forward. The army might actually clean this up. Okay, reinforcements coming down. The Terran army actually cleans it up. The tank siege! He's getting pushed back. Okay, I think I need to advise him after this gets cleaned up. Yeah, so Terran, with the help of their upgrades, has actually deflected and pushed back Crazy Rocket's attack. Like, I thought it was over, but not target firing down the tanks. Like, this is the problem going up a ramp with Colossus. This is kind of hilarious for me. Okay, so now he's making Immortals. He needs to get another 2 Robo Bays. He has no sentries, which is kind of a big deal too. Here comes this army. It's actually fairly scary because during that attack, Crazy Rocket did not really do enough to defend. Yeah, actually a wise decision would just be to get the Living Daylights out of here. Yeah, see, Colossus don't kill tanks very fast. Let's see. Alright, so he's lost his second base, but he's got a lot of minerals backed up. He should be getting some defensive structures down. He should be getting some zealots. He hasn't gotten charge, he hasn't gotten blink. To be fair, charge and blink are not things I have properly taught him yet. Oh, he's going for a counterattack? This is a very risky move. Because the enemy army is now really in his base. There's only one Colossus there. He's pulling the probes, I don't know why. That one Immortal is not going to be enough because they're fighting the... Okay, so he's pulling a full evacuation. Terran in the meantime has gotten a strong bio army back at home. This Immortal is not... Oh, I was going to say not going to get a shot off, but it dies very quickly. Like, the Deathball wasn't complete. And Crazy Rocket, you know, he's still got that fighting spirit. He's still doing what he can. He's warping in the last of his units. He needs to make more gateways down here right now. Terran, on the other hand, has rebuilt his bank, stopped production. How does Crazy Rocket stop this army? Well, it's gonna actually take a lot because you need to jump on the tanks when they're unsieged. It's just gonna be a slow death, even if he re-establishes his base. Now he's supply blocked. Okay, that's a bit of an irony. Yep, the medium AI is just tearing through him. What are the upgrades on the... Okay, so the Terran army is on 3-3 bio, +2 vehicle attack, +1 ships, and +2 vehicle armor. This Nexus is up and running again. But how do you stop this army? Okay, maybe a base trade might be able to get something done. The main base is in absolute ruins. If he had gotten to Robo base after he lost his proxy stuff, he might have had a chance. Okay, so the question is the enemy army gonna come home? Or actually, if you're gonna do this, okay, it's a bit of a risky proposition. You might as well just walk right up onto the Terran's base and destroy their production. Because then you have a chance. Oh, but the enemy army is moving down south. Once it destroys... Okay, there's still a pylon out for Crazy Rocket. However, the enemy army... Oh, it misses his base! It walked right past his base. Okay, this is a 20-minute game. But I don't think Crazy Rocket has any idea where the enemy army is. Okay, he's backing up, but this gives a chance for this bigger, far superior army. Oh, EMP is going down! That's not something I do. Okay, he needs to get the hell out of here. His army can't fight against this many bio, and then it's over. That was a perfect. I could not have hoped for the game to go any better. Uh, GG. That was a good effort. How you feeling? Especially okay. So we still got better. Let's do something. I'm gonna promote you the leader of the party. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna watch that replay and try to understand what went wrong. Um. Okay. Very good. It's loading. Okay. We can. Yeah. Just press watch. You should be the lobby host. So um, I should be watching your screen. And as a little bit of a, I guess you can say, lesson, during the game you can type down some things you think you did right and some things you did wrong. Because as I was observing the game, I saw very clearly why you lost. For a variety of reasons, big and small. But still, that was a good effort. You almost had them at one point. Almost had them. And you were asking why I didn't go up the ramp. Oh, okay. I can see as well. Um, you can move around the map freely, right? Yep. Okay. Um, so, so your early. Okay. So, do you have any questions about the previous game before this replay really gets going? Like things you don't understand and all? Mhm. Let me guess. The Zealot, the Stalker, the Colossus, and what? The Probe? Okay, I'm sorry for laughing, but the Probe to me. Okay, fine. You did. Okay, so actually your early game is actually going okay. Because I can see your hotkeys. Yeah, the probe's pretty good. I think one thing that you might want to do is you might want to. It's true, probe life. I lost 10 probes in that last game you saw. I once lost 15 probes, but that's a separate story. Um, what I would recommend you do is you always hotkey your main building so that you can continue probe production. Because I see your hotkeys that only your one probe is hotkeyed. So that's something you might want to consider next time. Yeah, if you looked at I mean I can send you replays if you want, but this is so you don't have to like always manually go back and click your Nexus and then make probes. You just press 4 or 3 or whatever, just press E. Now, I mean, one thing will be getting a little bit. Yeah, yeah. You okay? So here's the thing about gateways, dude. You can hotkey 25 gateways if there are 25 gateways on the map. Yes, you could. Yes, yes. Okay, but for Protoss, hotkey or gateways are not that important because once you get warp gate, which you forgot, once you get warp gate, all of them go to W. But in early game, if you want a hotkey, see that's the thing. So if you had hotkeyed both your gateways here, and then you press 2S like twice or Z twice, you make two zealots at the same time. And you can be looking on the other side of the map, you can press that button and you can still do it. So this is the beauty of hotkeys. It allows you to multitask on the next level. Now, so here's another mistake you make. If you press 2 and you look at the minimap, do you notice your vision? Okay, if you look at the minimap, what do you see? You just see your base, right? Yeah, you did absolutely no scouting. You didn't send a probe, you didn't send a zealot. Only these three zealots, which is like Trixie chasing the SCV bone. You had no scouting whatsoever. You had nothing on the map to give you an idea what the enemy is doing or when they're gonna attack. Like you could afford to leave like one probe out. You had two little probes. Yes and no. Again, if if you had hotkeyed both your nexuses and were producing probes at the same time, you wouldn't be running out of money. Furthermore, these probes were not the probes in your natural were not mining for a little bit. Normally, in most games, you get your expansions up faster so that you can get more probes and all that. But so far to me, at this point in the game, you're still going okay. You're getting your robo. You've got a couple of gateways. The only thing that you're really missing at this point is scouting and warp gate. By the way, something you'll notice in most Starcraft games is if you see the amount of money you have on the top right hand side, for most pro players they try to keep it under 500, which means that they're trying to spend that money efficiently to get to the next phase of the game, to get more units, to get more buildings. Yeah, I forgot warp gate. Like by the way, if I go to your vision now, there's still no scouting whatsoever. Like the enemy could have rushed you and you would have no idea. Okay, so the trail of vision is because so here's how it works. The trail of vision tells you when your unit has been there, but once the unit leaves, the fog of war sets back in. Yeah, like you said, the probe I just got shot at a tank. Yeah. Whereas if you press E and you see what the enemy is doing, the enemy AI is scouting with the SCV. And if you go to the enemy's vision, you press 1, you can see that it's looking at its base, but at least it's got something out of the map on patrol. You, on the other hand, have done. Okay, wait. So here's a bigger mistake. When the robotics facility was done, you're not making anything out of it. You're not making observers to scout. You're not making a warp prism to harass. You're not making an immortal to beef up the army. And later, and I really think the one reason you lost is that you didn't have enough immortals. Immortals, the crab thing. The yellow crab thing. Sentries would have helped, but they're not that important. Well, this is why you build 2 or 3. Okay, so yes, they do take a while to build, But there are a few things you can do. You correctly built a few robo facilities, so you're producing 2 at a time. The other thing you can do, and okay, maybe this is what I haven't taught you properly, is you can do chrono boost. So if you click on your nexus, you click on the nexus right now, you see there's a little C. That allows you to give a building a temporary production boost. But yeah, one thing at a time. But right now, like you have enough minerals and gas to build two robotics facility and make 2 colossus at the same time. By the way, do you notice any other mistakes you're making? There's one very clear mistake that you're making. Do you know what it is? Click robo maker colossus. Yep. Yeah, that was earlier. That was earlier. Okay, it's a probe related issue and it's at your natural. The problem is at your natural. Correct. You stop building workers. You only have 10 out of 16. You didn't take the gases. And you're complaining that colossus are expensive? If you had 3 base full saturation, you could have easily supported 3 robo colossus production. And you had that opportunity, like you're not making workers right now. You're not taking the gases. Right now you're at 1,000 minerals. The 1,000 minerals could be another 4 or 5 gateways. It could be another 10 probes, which allow you to get more money. It's an AI. The AI is not playing very efficiently either. Oh, by the way, yeah, so you'll see this a bit later, but even though you killed the Protoss natural, because it had that bank, it was able to rebuild. But it shouldn't have. Like, the 5k minerals you see in Terran, that could be another 5 Rexes, that could be another 2 CCs, 2 command centers, that could be 4 factories, that could be 2 starports. And the amount of army you could produce out of that is insane. So this is a good effort you have down here, where you're trying to go with the Stalker Sentry. No, Stalker Zealot. Okay, so here's the other reason you lost this game. If you look at the Terran production tab, like somehow Terran like woke up after this. Do you notice that there's a gun in the production tab with a 1 on it? No, okay. It's right, okay. Okay, if you press D and you see what Terran is building, right on the end there's a gun with a 1, right? It should be top left hand side. What did I ping? Correct. For some reason, right as after you attack, the computer started getting its upgrades. Remember the forge, the engineering bay? Did you ever build a forge? We know the answer. Yes, Protoss have forges. It's B and then F. I showed you that in the replay. Yeah, so this is like the reason you lost this game. Yeah, for Protoss it's called a forge. For the okay, so here's the thing. For all 3 races it's called something different. So for the Terran it's called the engineering bay and the armory. If you go to the Terran base, you can see them down here. The engineering bay are for infantry. The armory is for the tanks and the planes. Yeah, no, I'm not pinging. I can't ping. Just go look at the Terran main base. Click on some of the buildings. You'll see something called the engineering bay. And then you'll see something called the armory. Yep. Those are the Terran upgrade buildings. Now at small levels at +1 armor, +1 infantry, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. But what you will see happen, especially as this game goes on, is that he didn't stop getting his upgrades. You unfortunately never started. um, do you have any questions so far? Anything you'd like to point out or say? Okay, I assume no. Yep, 5 Colossus, not bad. It's true. It's not just too little escort, it's not enough immortals. Because if you actually click... No, 5 Colossus is fine. No, but if you actually click on a Colossus, it's only 200 health. The lack of immortals, archons, and other things is the one that created the problem. By the way, Terran makes a huge mistake over here in this fight and unsieges its tanks and brings it closer, and it doesn't siege them again. Okay. Kinda? Oh, you'll see. You were still winning this fight, and right up until this point, I thought you would win the game. But then, very soon Terran will do something that... Hold, it hasn't happened yet, First of all, notice Colossus are actually kind of... by the way, right now you're not producing anything, you're not warping in units, you're not producing... Okay, you are producing Colossi, which are good. Something almost out of luck for the computer happened, which is that these tanks will pop out of the factories, and then it will siege. Okay, notice the computer's also repairing it. Okay, so here's what happened. Here's actually what happened, and this is a problem with Colossus. The Colossus don't kill tanks very fast. More importantly, this tank at the back line is firing completely unabated while the Colossus are firing at buildings. And notice how quickly the tank is killing the Colossus. Yeah, the Colossus don't kill tanks very quickly. Well, a Colossus and a Viking destroyed your army, and because you weren't reinforcing, you weren't warping in like zealots and other units, Terran production is untouched. Terran had a third base all this while, so his economic advantage is still there. If you had immortals in that fight, the immortals would have wrecked the tanks. Furthermore, your third base, you didn't take the gas, so I assume at this point you realize that you can't support heavy Colossus production. Correct, so that's the thing about immortals. Immortals do massive bonus damage to armor, which includes the tanks, it includes a number of Zerg units. Which is why the true Protoss Deathball composition is Zealot, Sentry, Stalker, Immortal, Archon, Colossus, High Templar, Disruptor. But that's why the Immortals are key. Okay, by the way, this fight is where the upgrades really start kicking in, because the enemy has 2-2 upgrades to your 0-0, and you're just getting swatted away. Okay, so Archons are those electric balls that you merge 2 units. They are short range AoE, but that's not important. And Archon has 350 shields. Correct. The Archon effectively tanks for the rest of the units. Yeah, so it's the Archons and the Immortals which are your tanks. Your Colossus are not tanks, they're siege units. They're long range artillery. But because in a lot of fights you were using them as frontline tanks, they were getting wrecked. Well, they're big, they're scary, but without the proper support... okay, to be fair, that's also a mistake I made. I assume Colossus are stronger than they are. They're not. I mean, look, like the really, like think about it. A missile battery system can shoot what 50 kilometers, but it takes it'll probably take a bunch of bullets to knock it out. So that's what Colossus are. They're the long-range attack units to deal with Bio, to deal with Zerg. But if the Zerg gets on top of that, they're gonna crumble. Notice, though, if you see the Terran production tab, the Terran is getting 3-3. The, okay, so I think at this point you've more or less, due to the mistakes earlier, you've more or less lost. Like, realize that you have 3,000 minerals. That could be another 4-5 gateways. That could have been another 3 more nexuses. Your probes and your third base are not mining, by the way. Okay, so I think an immortal has more HP overall shields and what combined than a colossus. Let me just confirm it once the immortal comes out. Yeah, it's 100-200. So the immortals will help you soak up a lot more damage. More importantly, the immortals do bonus damage against the tanks. At this point in time, the only thing you could do was throw down a bunch of shield batteries and hope to be able to defend this attack. The other weakness you could have done against Terran is you wait for the tanks to unsiege and then you jump on it. But that requires micro. That requires watching the tanks for them to unsiege. Okay, like notice right now the enemy tanks unsieged. If you had looped around and attacked right now, you had a shot. Did you ask your probes to attack as well? I don't know. If a main base is destroyed, the probes will automatically go to the next base, and very often they'll get gunned down in the process. So, right, this is more or less the end of the game because, I mean, I like this effort of you trying to re-establish your base down at the bottom, but you don't have the bank, you don't have the gas bank. Well, that was a good attempt. Do you have any other questions? Nope. Okay. Okay, let's quit. It is now 3:30. Do you have any questions about Protoss or Terran in general? And you have to go about 4, right? Okay, so we've got about another 40 minutes, which is good. What do you want to do? Okay, so the general 2 suggestions I have is... Will I be able to play more and explain more about Protoss AI units? Like right now? As in I play a game and then you observe? Yeah, we could do that. It shouldn't take very long. I should be able to do it in about 15 minutes. Uh, yeah. To be fair, I also want to do a call. Okay, let's try and do that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to win a game in 15 minutes. Tell you what, I'm gonna teach you how to set it up. Go to custom, and then go to melee. Then double click a map. Okay, good. Are you in the lobby already? Okay, then we're entering lobby. Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to right click on yourself and okay, excellent. Add AI. Set it to random. Oh, or do you want to set it to... you set it to whatever you want, I can take it. Oh, cheetah. Okay, fine, cheetah, let's go. No, make it either elite or above. The thing is that I still have difficulties beating cheetah. Honestly, a cheetah game might go a bit longer than normal because it could be a real slugfest. Or I might just die to achievement. Let's just leave it on the elite lah. Let's go, let's go. We're running out of time. Let's go! Okay, if you have any questions, you can type it out. I should be able to respond in via voice. Whew. Protoss. You know, it's kind of funny, like, because you said you wanted to learn the Protoss Deathball, I actually played like a whole bunch of Protoss games on the ladder, which is how I got that replay. There's like another 10 or so Protoss games I have, including a Widow Mind drop that I just died. But also including a cheese that I'm actually quite proud of.
Good luck and have fun.
Okay, so if you switch to my vision, notice the first thing I did is I hotkeyed my Nexus, and then I'm gonna hotkey 2 probes. So hotkeying my Nexus allows me to, like, even if I click here, I can still produce probes. Okay, then I'm gonna, okay, because I don't know who I'm facing, I'm gonna build a high ground pylon, and I'm gonna wall off. Wrong button. Then I'm gonna get my gas. The reason I'm building the high ground pylon is that if I play against Protoss or Zerg, I want the option to be able to wall off if need be, to completely seal the gate and make sure there's no surface area. This is a bit of an issue if I play against Terran, but I play against random, so I don't know what the race is. Oops. Oops. So I'm sending my probe out to scout. My gateway is already on the way. I'm building workers. I will save my chrono boost for later. I have a specific plan for that. Notice that I'm jumping between my probe and my base. So if I double click my probe, it goes there. I double click my main base, it goes there. Okay, I play against Protoss. Lucky you, you'll be able to see a plethora of Protoss units. Should I do something dirty? Press yes if you want me to do something dirty. If you want me to play standard, just leave it as is. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my probe here for as long as possible to try and figure out what's going on, and then I'm gonna take my expansion. Against Protoss required a slightly different response, but it doesn't matter.
Not the probes.
Okay, the enemy has taken an expansion, which means that I should not be getting rushed. I'm also gonna get a pylon in the back of my base. I'm gonna get warp gate. I'm gonna get an adept. I'm gonna chrono out both the buildings.
You must construct
Additional pylons. Okay, pylons on the way. Not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna hotkey the gateway for now. And then I'm gonna build a sentry after that. So the adept is the unit that can do the shade. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill this scouting probe. Then I'm gonna send it out across the map. I'm gonna get another gateway. My second nexus has already been built, and I'm gonna get another one on the low ground. By the way, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Is that a problem?
Give us your command.
They're attacking our cute little probes.
Oh yeah, I can't see via the observer chat. Oh well. Okay, so right now I'm gonna hotkey my.
Research.
I'm gonna change the hotkey from my gateway to my robo facility. I'm also gonna get pylons down on the edge of my base to try and get vision. I'm also gonna send out more adepts
The firstborn shall persevere.
to try and figure out what is going on the other side of the map. Now the sentry over here, I'm gonna do something called hallucination. So this creates a fake unit, and I'm gonna scout. At the same time, I'm also gonna get an observer and send it out across the map. I'm gonna get a couple more gateways out here. Continuous probe production.
Where shall we march?
Okay, let's see. What is he doing? What does he have?
Combat
Uh-oh.
awaits. To glory. To glory.
Okay, so there's the army. Okay, it's mostly stalker sentry. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Who has a lot of supplies? Okay, I'm gonna get my next base. I'm gonna get it down here because I think it's a bit safer. Whoa, okay, he's got enemy observer. I gotta be careful. Okay, the other thing about the observer is that you could put it in sentry mode, so it's got additional range, but it can't move. I need to get more pylons. Okay, get out more immortals. Okay, because I'm specifically going up against Protoss, I will skip the Colossus and I will focus more heavily on what do you call those things? Immortals, because Immortals take care of Stalkers. Okay, so I've got an eye on this army. I'm watching out for what they're doing.
We serve with pride. Glory to the daylight.
I'm also gonna warp in some more sentries right after this, partially to spend my gas. Uh-oh. Okay, they have a third base. And they have Colossus. Okay, this is an interesting move. Okay, if they already have a third base, I am slightly behind. Never mind, I'm gonna get charged for my zealots, and I'm gonna start my upgrades. What are their upgrades? Okay, their upgrades are currently at 0, so I'm not massively behind yet. Then I'm gonna get a Templar Archives. No, I'm gonna get another robotics facility because I want more Immortals. Because if those Immortals get on top of those Colossi, well. Okay, I'm gonna
The minerals
chrono
have up and gone.
all 3 of my production buildings to try and maximize my pro production. I'm also gonna try and put some pylons out on the map for scouting. I'm actually gonna hotkey my upgrades on number 8 in order to remember about them. Now I get the Templar Archives, and on the new base I get the gas, because I want
Speed geyser
Archons.
is required for placement.
I return to serve.
Okay, so both my robo facilities are now up. I will now get a Warp Prism and another Immortal. The Warp Prism is kind of important both for harass, but also to reinforce in the fight. How many gateways do I have? I can add on 2 more. In fact, let me add on 1 right here. Then add on 1 here and 1 here at my third
Finish
base.
learning. Minerals.
So a big struggle in Starcraft, bloody hell, is the Observer over here.
I return to serve.
Okay, so I'm gonna chrono to get my upgrades done. And now I'm gonna warp in High Templar over here. I'm gonna warp in 4
We are the light.
and make a new observer for the home army. Turn them into Archons. Immediately start the next round of upgrades. Then I'm gonna throw down more pylons out across the map. Like, this is something I do. This is something that the pros don't really do. But I prefer to throw out pylons out across the map to have more scouting. Should also be a
Not enough
pylon.
minerals.
9 minerals. Okay, the enemy army is kind of scary. What's the upgrade? Still 0-0. Okay, which means I'm ahead in upgrades for sure. Okay, I'm gonna send my observer out and try and figure out where the enemy observer is or was. Ah, okay, because if you click on the enemy unit, you can see what their upgrades are at. Whoa, cannon. Okay, gotta be careful.
Up and
Don't die,
gone.
don't die. Ah, crap.
Glorious combat is upon us.
Okay, so I just lost my scouting vision and they're here. Let us meet them in combat. Put up Guardian Shield. I got this. Retreat, you cowardly. They are, but remember, they don't shoot up for starters. I mean, this is why I specifically got Immortals, because they counter Stalkers, they counter Colossi, and they counter other Immortals. Honestly, the reason the Stalker is important is that, well, number one, you can mass produce it. Number two, you can shoot down enemy warp prisms. And now, okay, so here's the beautiful thing. This is actually pretty close to the Protoss Deathball. I will now get one more unit to complement it. I'm not going to go Colossi. That's honestly a losing proposition. What's my probe count? I can get a bit more. And now I'm going to counter attack and hit that third. I'm going to specifically warp. Hold on. I need to get my army. I need to organize my army. I'm going to hotkey my army and I'm going to hotkey the warp prism separately. Because the warp prism is the one that allows me to attack. Make some more immortals. Put the warp prism in a safe position. Warp in the next round of reinforcements. I'm gonna make another robotics facility while all this is happening. And we attack. Yep. Put up the Guardian Shield. Okay, this is maybe a bit of an overcommitment. Fight carefully. Warp in more from the warp prism. Fight near the warp prism. Send in the. Come on. Okay. I start my next upgrades in the middle of that fight.
Unacceptable warp location.
Okay, pull back first. They're taking terrible losses. Okay, good. Their army should be kind of nuts. We can start pushing down here. Okay, but here's the thing. I cannot lose this warp prism. If I lose this warp prism, I cannot reinforce from this fight. Which is why I'm doing my very best to keep the warp prism safe. This base is gonna go down with certainty. And I'm gonna stay here and kill all the probes. I'm gonna saturate my next base. And then we're gonna leave for a moment.
You must place that in a power.
Consciousness awakened.
There we go. There you guys are. Any questions so far? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm now gonna try and balance out my worker count. I am fairly certain. Oh, the warp prism is ungodly important. There are pro games, tens of thousands of dollars, which have been won and lost based on warp prisms. I am not exaggerating. By the way, since I have so many minerals, yeah, you should have. I'm gonna take two additional bases. Because why not? When ahead, get more ahead. And the robotics bay, where did I build it?
Mineral field
Oh, there it is. It's at
depleted.
the back. I'm gonna get warp prism speed. Oh, you mean those balls? Disruptors, yes. These disruptors are pretty disgusting. My Terran friend complains about them non-stop. Okay, so now we're gonna do another push. I'm gonna effectively end the game, but I want to show you what the disruptor does. The disruptor is an alternate tier 3 unit. Okay, I'm
The
bringing a
minerals
lot.
have up and
I'm
gone.
gonna guess that the enemy army is somewhere up here, because the AI tends to chill out around here. No? Ah, there they are.
Well, there's no more gas in this one.
Watch this. You see the disruptors moving forward? Wait, I gotta do this right.
Upgrade complete. Finished learning.
Okay, that was not perfect.
Mineral field depleted.
But basically they shoot a ball of death. So if I move closer and I fire this... Okay, wait, I don't want to overcommit here.
The minerals have up and gone.
Going up that ramp is a dangerous proposition. Yep, you can control the death ball. See? See, I can get the ball to move wherever I want. See? Now, there's a gigantic problem with the disruptor though. Let me show you what that is. The problem with the disruptor is that more than one game, if you fire the death ball and you don't micro it, this happens.
Mineral field
Eh?
depleted.
That's not supposed to happen.
The minerals have up and gone.
Did they turn off the friendly fire? Yeah, you blow up your own army.
I mean, no.
Yes, you can hit your own army, and pro games have been lost where the disruptor ball accidentally blows up your own zealots.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
So notice while all this is happening, I'm still getting my upgrades. So the thing about disruptors, you have to micro, but you can do a lot of damage. More importantly, it forces your enemy to respond and to like dodge the disruptor balls. Because I've hotkeyed my robo, I'm still producing Colossus. I'm still producing Immortals. In fact, let me go to Stargate Tech. And because I have the next base up, even though the main base is empty, the probe just go to the next base.
Mineral field depleted. You need a guy.
I return to serve.
Okay, let's... See this cannon up here? Eh? Oh, that's why.
And they're out of here.
Oh, that was fun. Thanks for allowing me to show off a bit. So... Yeah. Yep, co-op. I'm gonna load the game right now. And actually, no, you can do it. You go to co-op. Set it to hard. We can do hard. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna take Tychus over here. Oh right, I have to click ready. Oh, no. What do you want to pick? Are you gonna stay on Artanis, or you want to learn a new commander? Okay. For the missions, you could you choose the mission. A random mission gives you slightly more EXP, but of course sometimes you want to go to like a specific map, so you decide. Do you have any questions about that last game? Oh, you see, it says ready, then it says random mission. If you click random mission, you can select the specific mission. Oh yeah, that's the one we died the last time, remember? We almost got the stupid hybrid in the thing. Oh, you want a regame? Okay, let's go. I'm still taking Tychus. Actually, this should um, it'll load soon. This should actually be an advantage because now you know what to do and you know what the bonuses are. Hell, on this map we could have even gone brutal, but let's clear hard, lah, huh? Because to be fair, on this particular again, like you saw the last game, they do multi-pronged attack. They will send an attack to the ball, they will send an attack to your base. So you need to be able to defend both at the same time. This is also a good opportunity for you to practice your hotkeys. And I would also recommend practice your upgrades, get forges. But not too soon. I would suggest getting your forge after you get your second base up and running. Because there's no point having upgrades if you have no army. You know, it's an exponential effect. Now, the other thing I want to touch on about the Protoss Deathball is that often, like nowadays, because of the number of units and because of the player skill in StarCraft 2, it's not just about, oh, a Deathball is this. The question is, how do I build a ball that when I throw it against my enemy, it will break him? Because I saw my enemy was going for Colossus, I said, I decided I'm gonna get Immortals with counter Colossus, which is why I kind of wrecked him in that fight. That's also why I decided to have more Archons to tank against the enemy Colossuses. The other way that you can have even made it even more powerful is that army plus Void Rays, Tempest, Carriers get the Protoss air army out. But that's difficult because that requires a minimum of 4 bases. Like your main will be mined out, and it requires you to survive that long. So traditional Protoss Deathball really just is that ball. As a side note, do let me know what you want to try next week. You want to practice more Protoss. Like you haven't beaten medium yet, but there's also Terran, which we touched on a little bit. We haven't tried. Um, I would still recommend you go and watch that video I sent because he explains hotkeys. He also explains how to change your hotkeys mid game. There's a special button for that. Actually, if any questions, you can just send me on Discord right now, because I can't see the Blizzard chat while this game is loading. It's not supposed to take so long to load. To be fair, I think I did finish that game in. I was supposed to finish in 15 minutes. I think I did it in 16, which is a bit of a fail for me. Actually, I could have. I think if I had just pushed with my immortals rather than getting the disruptors, I would have won in 15 minutes. Most StarCraft 2 games are about 15-20 minutes long. Oh shit. Did I bug out? Work, work, work. Okay, we're here.
Have fun and beat him, probably.
Let's do this.
I am Janara, first ascendant of the Tal'Darim. One of Amon's remaining loyalists has dared to challenge me to
to.
wreck Sheer.
You
He
can hear me,
seeks to
right?
climb the chain and become High Lord. Keep your armies
Okay.
close to me.
You don't have to
With
type
their
too
psionic
much
support,
because I know that will
I
definitely
will
tax your
guide his
APM,
descent.
actions per minute, not basically you're multitasking. So, oh, by the way, you can also use the ping function on the map if you press the Alt button. If you hold down Alt, you can ping. So if you need me to, yeah, so if you need me to defend, attack, retreat, or whatever, you can just ping me. So let me talk a little bit about Mr. Tychus. Tychus is a completely different commander because his entire army consists of hero units. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. It's Tychus, whom you know, and a bunch of other guys. The one you might remember is none other than Blazes. What's his name? Miles Blazes Lewis from Heroes of the Storm. He's here too. I don't think the rest are in. I don't think the rest are in Heroes. But Tychus's army is literally him, Tychus, and four other dudes. No Marines, no nothing else. It's pretty awesome.
It's about damn time.
It's
You
about
can't
time.
fix stupid.
Come on.
Great man's coming knocking.
Minerals now. Get them. Not enough minerals.
You don't have to push the ball yet. I'm just setting these two over to kind of guard it.
Only one army? That
Hold
is
on.
not enough. Both of your armies must stand near. It seems Amon's
Give me a second, give me a
lackey's are
second.
moving toward their.
Okay, I'm having a bit of lag, so I'm gonna try and fix something in the meantime. Give me like 2 minutes. Because the last thing I want is my very fragile army to die due to a lag spike. That happened once. Okay, do you think you could defend the attack wave? Like the one heading towards your base? Because um, if you can, then I can defend the attack wave that will be coming for the ball. Sorry, yeah. Let me try and optimize something. Not yet, not yet. Also, on a side note, like you want to ask yourself in co-op missions generally whether you want to go for the bonus. Okay, that should be it. I will resume the game. Are you good? Uh, hold on, hold on. Okay, three, two, one.
Champion.
Still lagging a bit.
Our allies' base is under attack. Hey, help your friends.
Do you need help? Yep. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Don't even hear no magic word. In the rear with the gear.
ready.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Walk the walk. Don't waste my time. Don't provoke me.
SCV ready.
Bark all day. I'm a bad man.
SCV ready.
Don't provoke me.
It's okay, I'm just gonna harass the enemy forces.
SCV ready.
Massive psionic power
Okay,
flows into
let's go deal
Amon's
with that.
champion from the hybrids. Slay them quickly.
Don't waste my time.
Do you have, what do you have? Do you have the big shield? Do you have the lasers?
What's in it for me?
Okay, wait. Let me clear out these bunkers first.
SCV
Wait, do
ready.
not engage yet. Do not engage yet. Do not engage yet. Wait, okay, attack. There's the bastards. Blow them up. Okay, we got this. Let's go back to the ball. Is this thing ready yet? No. Phew. Okay, that was close, but we got it.
SCV ready. Minerals now. Get them.
Don't waste my time.
Ready.
Friendo's base is under attack.
Can you deal with that?
Walk the walk. What's in it for me?
Our allies are being attacked.
The dock is finally. I'm a
Why are your probes not? Why are your probes not mining? Yeah, they're just standing there. They're not. They're not like
enough
doing stuff.
minerals.
Get them. Okay, now they're back to work. There we go. Where's my medic? Oh, here she is. Okay, let's push.
walk the walk. What's in it for me?
You might want to get your own immortals too later, but let's grab your base first. It's down here.
Bark all day. A man's gotta do what's in it.
SCV ready.
You can't fix stupid.
Might want to expand.
Enemy attacks on the way to our base. I don't like this one bit.
I'll deal with that.
Help your friends.
What's in it for me?
In the rear with the gear.
Don't waste my time.
SCV ready.
You're gonna expand, right?
A man's gotta do.
Is it critical?
I'm a bad. Bark all day.
Ooh, tanks can't fight that.
What's in it for me? I didn't hear no magic word. Don't waste my time.
I sense several elementals nearby. Their psionic bleeding.
Do you
is
want to get the
distracting
bonus?
me. Silence them.
I will
and
be.
let the forces
I'll leave this
decide.
up to you. If you think it's too big a risk like the last, I would. Do you want to get it or I get it? Or we both go get it. Never mind. Never mind. Cancel that.
These hybrids possess immense psionic power. Destroy them, or that power will belong to their champion.
Whatever it takes.
Your cooldown's ready?
You gonna bark all day?
Go ahead.
Don't provoke me.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Doesn't Tychus do this in Heroes of the Storm? There they are. Okay, let's go get the bonus and the ball respectively.
I just saw me a ghost.
Go
I must say, you haven't expanded. Is this intentional? Okay, wait, let me not charge up that web.
You gonna bark all day?
Yeah, lah. Minerals, gas. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm following, I'm following. Let's go.
What's in it?
Okay, so we find our way to this enemy base. Yep, this is correct.
A man's gotta
Amon sends reinforcements to support his champion. Prepare to meet them in combat.
bark all day. What's in it for me?
Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Every second we're here, we're not at the front lines.
Bark all day. What's in it for me? Don't waste my time. You gonna bark all day? Don't provoke me.
Okay, we got it. Okay, let's.
Such troublesome creatures. Slay the last one when you have the chance.
Yeah.
Hey, help your friends.
Get your head out of your six. You gonna bark?
Okay, push the ball, push the ball.
You can't fix.
Company's coming to our base, and they do not look too happy.
Uh, can you defend this? Taking Nux. Nah. Oh, I can't say this. What am I doing?
Warhound.
Defend what? This! Did you not know those red things on the map is the enemy base? Right.
Is there no end to this elemental vermin? Crush this one if you can spare the warriors to do so.
Do you need help?
Upgrade complete.
No, you got this, right? Okay, great. Your 3 robos are not producing anything. Your second base is... Your second base is also not doing anything. Like, you're not mining out of it.
Come, receive it.
Don't waste my time.
Damn tanks. This is...
These are walking right behind our backs.
Let's get some protection.
This is why you need immortals to deal with all these damn tanks. The hell? Okay, that was a costly fight. Let's go deal with the hybrids.
Hybrids. I cannot stand against them for long.
I'm an ink.
Kill them before I am overwhelmed.
Yep, let's go, we got this.
What's in it for you? Gonna don't waste my time.
No, you can't build it.
Activating shield.
Excellent. You know what? I think we could just push down here, like not only obliterate everything, but it'll put us on course to get the next bonus. Come on, we almost got this. We almost got this.
Hey, help your friends.
Don't worry. How bad is it? There, it's nothing.
Don't waste my time. Don't provoke me.
Oh, it's down here. Okay, my bad.
What's in it for me? I'm a bad. Gonna bark off. Don't waste my time. What's in it for me?
Our allies' base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked.
One day I will render those elementals extinct. But for now, let us focus our efforts on the task at hand.
Don't provoke me.
Let me guess, you didn't get your upgrades,
Our
right?
allies' base is under attack.
Enemies sniffed out our base. Let's make them regret it.
Okay, let's defend this attack. Actually, you know what? Never mind that. Send a probe to the
Our
ball.
allies are being attacked.
I need to defend this attack wave. Yeah, the probe can push the ball too.
Waste my time.
Workers can push the ball.
You gonna don't waste my time. What's in it for me?
Our allies are being attacked.
Eh? See? Workers can push it.
The enemy is sending forces to support their champion. Match their strengths.
Friendo's base is under attack.
You might want to build some cannons or warp in units to defend your base.
These rebels have an entrenched position up ahead. You must destroy their encampment if I am to end this farce.
You're nearly there. Do not falter.
Hey, Friendo's base is under attack.
I am
Okay, excellent, excellent. Although using it now means we can't use it against the final wave. Ooh, attack from the rear, sneaky bastards.
Allies' base is under attack. Upgrade complete.
Yes, Commander.
It is time to conclude this duel. Give me your power. I will rip Amon. Amon's hybrids are greatly enhancing his champion's strength.
Okay, up the stairs, up the stairs.
Immediately.
Here, the stairs are here.
Allies' base is under attack.
Oh man, the attack's on the other side.
I'm a bad man.
No, we need to kill the hybrids back here.
Base is under attack.
Okay, yep. Remember, this is how we lost the last game?
Don't waste my time.
What's happening with your base? Dude, there are 2 marines here.
Our army is scrapped. Help your friends.
Never mind, just push the objective first. We'll worry about your base later. Mean as that sounds.
Unacceptable build location. The upgrade is done. Our allies' base
Big
is under
dog
attack.
is off the leash.
Now we can push the ball. And dude, these two marines have destroyed your base.
Friendo's base is under attack. Our
You know, you could have
allies
just
are
warped
being
in like
attacked.
4 zealots and dealt with the marines. Zealots. How many gateways do you have? That's not too bad.
A group of enemies seeks to support Amon's champion. Do not allow that to happen.
Yeah, Tarkus is pretty strong. Immortals too, though.
That evening
Did you get the Twilight Council? Or the Forgers? No? Never mind.
Hey, help your friends.
don't provoke me.
Did you get the upgrades of the... do you have any upgrades? You
Waste my time.
push the ball. Push ball. Like we've won this?
What's in it for me?
SCVs, they're under attack.
Yeah, just push the ball. I'm gonna send Tychus and his gang to like wipe out, to like attack some enemies.
Our allies are being attacked.
But as long as we push the ball, we've won.
Hostile forces are zeroing in on our base. Keep your
Eh?
eyes peeled.
I thought my guys were pushing the ball. I said someone. Never mind.
Okay.
Bit further.
Bark all day. You can't fix. What's in it for me? Don't you ever say I ain't good at what I do.
Yeah, you did good too. Good critical.
And they're out of here.
This was the difference between bringing immortals to the fight and not bringing immortals. And the fact that Tychus is pretty good. Okay, great. Next time we could maybe ramp it to brutal. We'll see now. See on which commander. Yay, Tychus is max points. Blah 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 blah. Okay, we're past its time. Do you have any other questions? Yay! Like this is the fun part. Oh, you jump 2 levels, right? You jump from 2 to... Yeah, what do you get? No, not Reaver yet. You unlocked the Twilight upgrade cache and you upgraded the Superior Warp Gate. Until it gets really fun when you... Actually, when you max out this guy, it's gonna be insane. Because Artanis, like if you click on it and you see like 8, it allows you to... When you reach level 8, you'll be able to warp in Immortals on the front line. But that's level 8. I think it makes a little bit more sense to like focus on Artanis because as you level him up, and if we play like brutal and even mutation missions, like, I kid you not, there was one time I completed a mutation mission on brutal and I jumped 3 levels in one game. I jumped from like I think it was 11 to 14. Like yeah, it's that much EXP. It's insane. But if you play on like you see lah, hard is 50%, then you don't get any bonus for the if you choose the mission, that kind of stuff. Eventually you will play Brutal Plus, then you get the big EXP boost. Okay. Okay, if not, we're running slightly over time. Do you have anything else you want to ask about Protoss? About anything we discussed today? That was good. Alright, well, we'll arrange the next session. Hopefully it won't be when Michelle is teaching. Then we have the proper voice chat. No, thank you. This will be up on YouTube in the next few days with the rest of the lessons. Alright, I hope you had fun. I am going to end the stream. I'll see you probably... Hey, is it next week? Next week got public holiday, right? Never mind, we discussed on WhatsApp. Alright, thanks for the time, man. See you around. Bye-bye. And let me end the stream.